September 17th.
Yeah.
We're back live in the studio.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, bro?
Chilling, man. How you, my brother?
It's a long day. It's a Monday.
Tell me about it, man.
But I'm excited.
Word.
I am thrilled.
I'm amped up, man.
I am kind of amped up.
We had a nice little chat before this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of amped up to go over this joint, man.
Yo, man, we're going over our second PG mock draft.
That's right.
Because the last time I did it, you were out of town at the thing.
Yeah,
at the time.
yeah, I was out of town.
So I'd say, fuck it, I'll do a monologue.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I would love to do this with a group of people. And just to kind of like have it all, let's talk about it. And then with the PG cards, right? Like I love the concept of covering some of the PG cards because we said it in the past. We love battle rap. We've been here 10 plus years. The guys we love, the clock is ticking.
On, man.
Grant, you know what I'm saying? Father Time undefeated. Not that battle rap's a physical sport or anything, but it's just after a while the mileage catches up. We need to reinvest into the new talent, the new stars,
That's right.
the new guys that are coming up, this new class. Like, let's give them the chance at least, right?
Let's not be stubborn old heads.
Let's not be so fickle. Let's not like stay hooked to the vets that don't give us 3 rounds, and then when they come back, we're like, yeah, it's still a name.
A wise man once said, "The game never changed, only the players." All right, so at some point in time, Jordan had to move on to make room for Kobe. Kobe had to move on to make some room for LeBron, and one day LeBron's gonna leave the league in someone's hands, and they're gonna take it even further. So we gotta watch these guys on the come up, and this is fun because we get to kind of track these guys. You know what I'm saying?
It is fun because like all the guys that we see now, like we can remember Sue Surf.
Yeah, when he first came
when
out.
He's wearing a navy blue striped teal blue shirt with a Seattle's Mariner hat backwards.
Yeah.
Surviving, you got a better chance kissing the shark. His delivery was so bad.
But look where he's at now. You know
Remember Calico when he was really young?
Oh, hell yeah,
A bunch of these guys.
Hell yeah.
DNA on Spit or Go Home.
Spit or Go
Listen,
Home.
there's so many of these guys, right, that if you watched them who they were a decade ago, I guarantee you would not have been a fan. I guarantee you would have probably not have really been like, oh, this guy's going to be the
Matter
next
of fact,
big thing.
when Adi Boom first came out, I
Right.
didn't like Adi Boom. Like, he kept working and kept getting better. And then I was like, yo, this dude is getting to be fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, right before he went in and all that, I was like, yo, he's on a streak. So a lot of these cats, like, you'll watch them when they first start. And then
Who's another guy that you didn't like coming up, and then as time progressed, you're like, wow, they kind of won me over?
oh, man. Oh. Who? Yo, you know who I could say? This is going to sound Steams. I did not like Steams at all when I first saw him. I thought he was way too over the top, way too complicated. And then as you know, you start watching more We Go Hard battles, like, and you start falling into the We Go Hard mentality, and you start like really training your ears for it. And then like he started shaving off some of those extra layers, and then I started really digging the
trimmed the fat.
intricacies. Yeah. And I really and then it was really his battle versus Enes where I was like, yo, Steams may have gotten off on Enes right here. And I was like, yo,
Steams is dangerous.
this kid is not bad.
He's
He really won me over.
He's one of those guys you don't want to catch on a random card.
Right.
Somebody like, oh, book you against Steams. And they're like,
Word.
yeah, sure, I'll take And then that'd be the end of your career.
Yeah, that's why I'm interested to see the Steams and Jack Boy battle, man.
Facts.
Because Jack Boy, he has talent. You know what I'm saying? It's just, is he applying it the right way at the right times? You know what I mean? That's something we gonna see, and we know Steams is dangerous. So I'm like, this could be a nice little combo battle, man, because it's a difference of styles and all that. And I'm interested to see where these cats went through the PG process also, and we're still looking at them. You know what I mean? So
right.
he was definitely a dude who, when he first came out, I was kind of like, on, but like now I'm like, I rock with him. You know what I mean? What about you? You got a cat like that?
Mr. Wavy.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I thought like against Shine. I never discredit wins when I feel like somebody lost a battle more than the other person won it. A win's a win, so I chalk it up as your record. But I was kind of like, I'm not moved by this guy yet. Like, he's a good performer, he's a good angler, but it's just nothing about him makes me want to come back and click it again,
right? To
rewatch it. And I think he, as well as Tech-9, biggest underdog in battle rap, he was a pretty huge underdog against Twerk. I think that battle did a lot for his career. I just wish he use the momentum off of it as well.
Springboard off of it.
And I mean, I wasn't just like turn back on to Wavy before that battle. A couple battles prior, even when he lost to John, I was like, okay, he got to Summer Madness though.
Yeah,
he got to Summer Madness 5.
And real talk, his first 2 rounds were not bad rounds. They were good rounds. The third one, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
To suffer that like tremendous failure so early in your career. The vets have, these built up these profiles, and they go to Nome Summer Madness and they get booed out.
Yeah.
Right? And he did it so early. I'm like, how can he bounce back? Then he battled Bill Collector. I'm like, I like this battle. I like how he bounced back. And then, he didn't battle that often, so then it kind of gives you that also mysterious feel of like, okay, Wavy's battling. Let me tune in.
Yeah.
So he's somebody I didn't like at the beginning and over time. But that's why I like the PG mock draft, because now we get to tune into these guys, and the talent it takes to get to the main stage, it's hard, man.
Yeah, man.
Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to admit it. Nobody wants to give the jewels out.
Yep.
But it's hard.
And not for nothing, man. We were chopping it up before we got on air, and I must say, you follow the PG cats and some of these. I'll call them quote unquote underground cats a lot more closely than I do. I'm an old head, so for me, it's like I'm just used to like, this dude's fire, watch him. This dude's fire, listen to him. Like, we don't dig for the underground craze. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't done that since I was in high school. You know what I mean? So it's like with these 10 dudes, like, it forced me to go and check out a round from this battle, 2 rounds from this battle, a round from that battle. So it's really getting me tuned in to the cats who are super on the come up, and it makes me pay a lot more attention to what's going on. So for that, I want to say thank you, brother, for making me do, some extra homework and tapping into these young cats, because otherwise
it's kind of fun.
I would just, wait till they get to the main stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll wait till people are talking about it. But now it gives me a reason to really look, towards these guys. So I hope the cats who are listening, to everyone who's listening right now, you know what I'm saying, as we throw these names out, go do some homework, man. Go look at a couple of their rounds from a couple of their battles and see if you agree, disagree, where do you have them placed on the chart, because we're going to go from 1 to 10. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have Fran slay it out for us, brother. So let's get it rocking, player.
Okay, so this is for the Red Dot one-off PG event out in Atlanta. Shout out to URL. Shout out to Street Star Norbs. I went to Chapter 1, and that shit was great. The venue was dope.
It looked crazy.
The environment was great. Gunpowder Pat and Don Marino were the PG
Headliners.
main event.
Right.
And they delivered.
Yep.
And a lot of guys that night showed out. J Slash showed out. Apollo showed out. Swamp had a decent round. G-Lo had a good round. I thought his third kind of fell. A lot of guys came to play that card. Like you have a PG card of maybe 8-9 battles. So that's what, 16 to 18 MCs. You're probably really looking for about, let's say, 3 to 4 stars. Right. Maybe less than 40. That's way less than 40% of the return for the people you put out there. So we're like, okay, let's narrow down this list. Who is the top guys on this list? Who's the top prospects? Before let's jump into the top 5. Yeah, we're gonna talk about every guy who, like, if this was a draft, what the order, what they go in, right? And the list we came up together as a team.
We're gonna go. You don't want to go to 1 through 10?
We'll go through the first 5 first.
Okay, cool. We'll
go through the first 5 first, and so the list we came up with it as a team, right? Yep. LTBR, shout out to all the guys, Dylan, Tim, Bad Money, right? And I look at it and I think to myself, okay, does people agree with it? And look, last PG mock draft, I just pointed out who did I like, who did I thought was a top prospect. This time, I'm putting a list. I'm doing some power rankings. So in battle rapping list,
listen,
people ain't too happy.
No one's the only person that's happy is the people at the top of the list. That's it. Everyone else, man, fuck this list.
And you know what? I say to myself, like, you're a proving ground artist. You're coming into to battle rap. You're coming into URL. You got to realize somewhere down the line in your career, you're going to receive scrutiny. You're going to receive criticism. You're going to receive hate. People are going to rank you. People are going to overrate you, underrate you. Yeah. You got to learn how to deal with it.
Listen, man, you're never as good as they say you are. You're never as bad as they say you are. So just stay level-headed, man. And plus, all of this isn't, any petty emotions or nothing. We really watched these cats. You know what I'm saying? We really came up with we put homework into this.
We didn't
rank.
We didn't rank it by like analytics, numbers, stats, views. Fan base is an important thing because you can come to a battle with a fan base and it does
help. Yeah,
it does help. It changes the demographic of things. It lets people know you have pull. Yeah, right. But that wasn't the main thing. I mean, Apollo, he's got 90K views. Right. And the guy right below, number 3, KD, has 1.4 million. Exactly. But let's get into the list, right?
Let's go, player.
Let's break it down. So at number 1, we got Don Marino from Miami, Florida. At number 2, At number 2, we got Apollo, Springfield, Massachusetts.
Yes, sir.
Number 3, we got KD, St. Louis, Missouri.
Louis, STL.
Yep. Number 4, we got Riggs, Raleigh, North Carolina. Number 5, So Severe, Atlanta, Georgia.
ATL, shout it.
Now let's talk about the top 5.
Let's go.
Is Don Marino a lock for number 1? Like, is this like case closed discussion? What do you think?
I mean, especially if we're basing it off momentum, right, and what
Right.
they have been doing recently and the work they've been putting down.
Right.
And you were fortunate enough to be at the last PG, so you already know what his battle versus Pat looks like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you have some insider information. And then, going back to Don's last 2 battles prior to that, where he's been on fire, made a name for himself, has gone viral also, and it's shown skill, and is also from a part that doesn't get that much recognition. He's on fire. You know what I'm saying? If we're talking about leading up from the last PGs to right now, he's been making leaps and bounds, man. So he definitely should be a lock for that number 1 spot.
I think so too. I think so too. I have a bunch of like his attributes, strengths, weaknesses, things we could talk about. But like off top, before we even like kind of break down and get into like the notes and analytics of things that we looked into when we were ranking these guys, drafting these guys, right? Yep. I think of Don Marino as like he's really fast paced, but he's entertaining. He throws haymakers. He's a good writer. He doesn't lose the crowd. He has a unique fan base.
Yeah, it's charismatic.
And the joke that everybody's thrown at a Latin battle rapper, he embraces.
He flipped it and bounced it and made it something that you don't have to be Latin to support, you know what I'm saying, his phrase.
For years. Before Loso Gyms, right?
My God.
Everybody called Cortez Mexican like it was a bad thing.
Right.
And now Don
You
Marino's
have an actual Mexican and you can't even use it on him.
You can't.
You can't even use it on him because he already flipped it on you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which is ill. So, he's making waves, man. Before him, can you even think of another Mexican battle rapper?
Not that embraces it like him.
Right, or just off top in general that's made it this far.
Young Cannon's had
Mexican battle rapper. 100%.
100%?
100.
Wow.
I can't even think of one. I'm sure they are somewhere in the Midwest or something like that. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? But I can't even think about it. So, someone in New Mexico is one, but Don, man, he should be a lock for that number 1 slot.
I think so, too. Some of his strongest attributes, like I said, the haymakers. He's original and entertaining. The demographic that he brings, it brings a unique fan base, and the counter writing ability, because obviously the stigma that you would try to diss him with, he embraces.
Yep.
He makes you work harder.
Hell yeah.
He makes you say, all right, now I can't use these jokes.
You can't go for the low bearing fruit with him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to pick a little bit higher. And that's dope. That's a compliment to him.
I do think he needs to work on his delivery. I do think he does kind of rap really fast.
Yeah, he could go over his words just a little bit too quickly, I think, at times.
Yeah, I don't know if, I wouldn't necessarily put choking to his name, but he choked against Pat. So that lets me know that choking is still a reality with him. Like, I feel like if you see a battler never choke, you will probably think to yourself, okay, they can't choke. But once they choke once, you always think to yourself, okay, they could. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like losing your zero in boxing. It's like, that's it.
It's gone. It's gone. Man. It's gone.
But I wouldn't worry about him choking. I feel like he sees Jaden Nightwing as an obstacle. So he's just going to cruise on through. He has 21 battles, debuted in 2016, 200,020 K views, and he's battled on King of the Dice, done the Ground Zero. He's battled on ATL, Battle Rap, Enter the Dungeon, where Loso came from.
Oh yeah, oh look at that.
And he battled Gates of the Garden. That's kind of where he
open the Gates of the Garden.
Obviously, that's his breakout.
Hell yeah!
Shouts to Dre Dennis. Like, I love to see Dre Dennis behind Don Marino.
He got one.
It's kind of like the coach is there, right? It's a little coaching aspect. I fuck with it.
You have to be, man. You have to be there. That's
so
fire.
I said no disputes. He's number 1.
No disputes on that one.
Number 2, Apollo. He has battled Barbarian Battle League. He's battling BBL. Where else does he battle? Carolina Bars Battle League. He's GMB.
That's official?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Co-signed by Goods. I seen when Goods hosted his battle against Reb Snub.
Yes, he did.
Who's also on this card. And it was a fire battle. Fire
battle, man.
And what do you think of Apollo at number 2?
It's interesting, man. I'm looking at it because I can go Riggs or Apollo at 2. You feel me? Just based off skill, technical. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can flip flop them. But to me, what's interesting is that I've seen a consistent Riggs as far as like how he's always been. But we were talking about it, and Apollo is a common name out there. So I watched 2 different battles. I watched actually 3 battles from Apollo today. And the first one was him and Twerk. and then the second one was him and Re-Up Snub. I couldn't tell that was the same person. Like, it was such a difference in skill and delivery and composure. Like, it looked like two completely different people. You know what I'm saying? And the way he looked also, too, like also how he was suited, like, it kind of looked a little different to me or whatever. But in that Re-Up Snub battle, like, if that was the only battle that I ever saw from him,
it was incredible.
I would say he had the total package. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that was a perfect battle. He showed me he could switch flows on you. He showed me he can get funny on you. He showed me he got a rebuttal game. He showed me he got content. You know what I'm saying? He showed me he had a little bit of angles. He showed me he had crowd control. He had everything.
Look, that's the strongest.
Everything,
that's
bro.
the strongest attribute to me, that he's versatile.
Yeah.
The rebuttaling.
Yeah.
He battled J Slash at the last one, and we seen J Slash.
Right. How was that battle, by the way? You know what I'm saying?
We seen J Slash out at Pearly
Gates. Right. We
too,
saw him. Yeah.
Right when he battled Big Bigelow.
Yeah.
He won, and I thought to myself, okay, J Slash has the advantage. J Slash already had some competitors. He's been on little stages here and there. He's done what he's had to do. Like Apollo, he's versatile.
Yeah.
But I don't have a large catalog of him performing at that level.
Right.
But because he did it once, you know it's there.
Right.
You know the potential is there.
Yes.
And so when he battled J Slash was kind of like punch, 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 right? Good rapping, good cadence. Like, I think J Slash really focused on making sure I sound good as a battler. Like he worked on his performance, not so much the aggression to like take over the battle.
Got you.
Apollo took over the battle. Like, he wrote uphill, meaning every round got better.
Yeah.
And that's such a strong. People that has been battling for years still can't do that.
Right.
So he wrote uphill, he rebutted, and he did one of those like rounds where it's like, okay, the pressure's back on me.
Yeah.
Should I take the risk and rebuttal? I did, and now I flipped everything, and now I have the momentum. Like,
and it landed on him.
Yeah, and it landed. Ooh. And like, those rebuttals are big because it's like the pressure's on you, the crowd screaming fight back.
Yes, sir.
You could just jump into your round and hope that first haymaker.
You ain't scared to take a chance, man.
But you took the risk.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys can rebuttal, but that's another thing too. That's what we were saying. It's so hard to get to the main stage. Like, look at all these things that people have to do. They have to be versatile, angle, have content, be personal,
be rebuttal, a real street dude.
Like,
everything.
Like, there's so much they have to encompass as an artist, as a battle artist, just to get the nod for a second match.
Yep.
Get the nod for an opening act.
Yep.
Get the nod of some fickle fans. So the process
and then
is
finally
tough,
win people over.
But Apollo, versatile, rebuttal. He writes uphill. I really like these in GMB.
Yeah.
Like, Goods does not put his name next to anything that he does not see potential in or does not believe in.
Yeah.
He's very, very, very selective of what he does with his battles, where he goes, what he hosts. He takes his brand so serious.
Absolutely.
So if you have somebody like that in your corner, I trust his vision in you.
Absolutely. And he also has a very crispy flow. You can understand.
Not saying that's the only reason why.
No. Of course. Listen, when people get certain cosigns, it means something. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't put their hands on too many products. Surf. You know what I mean? Right? I still want to see that battle. That battle would be fire, man. That battle would be fire. That's one of those dream battles for me, man. That would be so dope. But like I said, man, for me on this list, I still might swap Riggs out at number 2 because I've seen more of a consistent Riggs against stiffer competition. Pause. But
wait, how's that a pause?
Come on, bro. Stiffer competition.
Did I just fly over my head?
What happened?
That won't fly over my head?
It may have, man. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, but that one battle from Apollo showed me that if he can continue to work on that and be like that in his battles, he could be something in this.
I will argue his J Slash battle was at that level or better.
Then hey, but see, I didn't see it.
Yeah,
so
right,
this is what
I saw.
Right. So going off of what I saw with my own eyes, that's why I'm more inclined to put Riggs at number 2. And you know what I'm saying? And
that's fair.
Yeah, maybe drop Apollo down. I'll say I'll drop Apollo down too. But right now, I personally, because the list is Don Marino, Apollo, KD, Riggs, So Severe.
Let's go over the 5.
Yeah,
and then you tell me how you reorganize it.
And right now, I still got Don Marino on that number 1, and I'm gonna put Riggs up to my number 2 right now. Okay, and then we'll continue on and break it down.
So when we finish the
we'll do a whole full thing.
We'll do it over because I want to hear what your 5 is.
Yeah, for sure.
So number 3, we got KD, St. Louis, Missouri.
Break it down for us, brother.
Listen, man. A lot of you guys know KD. Danger Zone Battle League.
Yep.
STL Street Report. Iron Mouth. Street Status.
Yep.
I think Battle Gates of the Garden as well.
Open the gates of the garden.
Yeah. So, it's just interesting because like we need more talent from St. Louis, but he has a lot to live up to, right? Like if you just come from that city, the first thing people are gonna think about is Verb, Hitman, D-Magic,
all those guys. Yeah.
And so like you have to say, damn, how can I increment my name next to these guys?
Mm-hmm.
How can I not follow their footsteps, but how can I at least be in their conversation with these guys? And he's been battling since 2012.
He's been here for a minute.
He's been here for a minute. He has 23 battles.
So he's not overworked then.
No, yeah. Like a lot of these guys, like you could count it. They have over double-digit battles.
Yeah,
over 15, 20.
Yeah.
So like I hope the mileage hasn't hit them yet because since they're coming up. But I feel like those are the good battles just to like iron out the chinks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when they hit the 30s. I'm kind of like,
I was like, bro, should have been nice by now, man.
Yeah, right. Like I'm like, damn. There's a few guys to hit the 30s and they figure it out. But at that moment, I think
that's a lot to figure out, man.
But I think by that moment, the chances
of blowing is
they
tough,
have to diminish. They have to diminish because it's like, there's 30 battles of you and none of them are explosive.
Haven't broken through, yeah.
So when's it gonna happen? But there's some people that's happened for them.
Yo, what still amazes me is that some of these battles will only have like 2,000 views, 3,000 views, and I'm
good.
like, where are we as a culture? Like that's scary to me, bro. Like you have some really good battles, and it's like 2,000 people watched it. You know what I'm saying? 2,500 people watched it. That's ill. But moving on though,
KD's strengths, man. Good pen.
Mm-hmm.
Just battled JC.
Yo, that was a fire battle.
Listen,
JC was on fire that battle. I know.
I'm not even gonna do that today. I'm not even gonna do that.
But he was fire. I like that version.
Yeah,
of him.
yeah. I'm not gonna do that today. But what impressed me is that battle took place.
Yeah.
African.
Yes, history, man.
You understand? Hold on. Before anything, you understand the kind of environment and pressure that KD had to perform?
Hell yeah.
He had goods in the building.
Yes.
He had Hitman and Verb
right there.
In a place that these guys built.
My goodness, that's where Hollow and Verb went down.
That's where a lot of things went down. That's where it all.
Hitman and Rich.
That's where it all happened.
Shouts to O. Dollar's body still trapped in the building. Yeah.
Shouts to O from Street Status. Man. He's created so many classic performances.
Oh my gosh.
And so for you to be there with the STL legends right there watching, and you're battling the guy that they like, we came up with JC. Not saying JC's their little dude, but like
that's their mans. That's their mans. Yeah,
right?
That's their mans. They would not show up if that wasn't their man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So like they see JC and it's like, I seen what you look like in Detroit Motor City.
Yeah.
And now look at where you are. You're one of the top guys in this game.
Right.
Over the last 6 or 7 years. So they respect JC and they're like, let's see what you could do, KD. And he delivered.
Yo, it was very interesting watching that battle. Because we talk about coaching. Verb was not coaching him.
No.
But if you watch Verb's face,
his eye contact.
You could, if I'm KD and I watch that battle, I can read Verb's face and read what I have to get better on. That's like how it was. Because Verb when KD was cooking and getting hot or something landed or he knew he was going in the right direction, you could see it. When he wasn't cooking, you could see it. Like it was ill watching that, man. So KD, go watch Verb coach you through it. But he survived that battle. Like he didn't die. He actually brought it to JC.
You're supposed to lose that battle. You're supposed to lose it technically.
And JC was good. JC didn't bring a pedestrian JC. Like he came to cook.
No.
He was rapping faster. Like he was on point. He was sharp.
That was a main stage JC.
Right. And that was low key, that was a JC that was better than a couple of URL battles I saw from JC. But that ain't here or there. For me personally. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't mad at it. It was a really good JC.
But cats could have died to that JC. He did not. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a difference between a lot of the guys on the list.
Yeah.
And between it all, like they'll have that shot against a vet, and when they get that shot, when the league kind of says, "Okay, we're gonna put you to the test to see how you fare with this. Can you compete?
Right.
Can you be entertaining? Can you bring the best out of them as well?" And they pass those tests to the point where people say, "Yo, this was fire on both sides." They'll probably take the vet one, obviously, because of the fan base or whatever, but if they enjoy you and they come back to watch, people say, "Oh, I came here to skip this guy," but I got tuned in.
Yo, I didn't even know they battle. I saw that it was a recent one, so I was like, "Oh, a month ago. Let me see. Let me see what he's working with or whatever." And it was also an uphill battle for him. It's not like people from St. Louis were just automatically rocking with him like all the way out.
No.
So that was like, I was like, oh, my man's got to fight. I was like, this is kind of ill.
It almost didn't matter he was home.
Yo, but he earned it though. Like he earned it. And what I also will say about KD is that he's one of those guys who he's working. Like he's gonna outwork you. He's gonna outwork your ass. You know what I'm saying? His voice may be a little, you got to get used to it a little bit. He does face every once in a while, like if he's facing a dude who you could say is quote unquote way more believable or whatever, at times you'll see the fan come out of KD, which I feel like, you know what I'm saying, he needs to tone that down. Like just lock in a little bit more.
You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have a lot of gun bars.
No, he doesn't. And he's kind of stayed true to himself, you know what I'm saying, which I could definitely respect. Another thing I can say about him, he's a great angler. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of PG dudes don't take too much time to angle. They just focus so much on the punches and all that.
It's weird because they don't really need to, right?
Right. But even with him, though, it's like he's finding the angles to mix it all in, which shows me that he's trying to work it a little bit differently than everybody. So, I mean, from who he's been battling.
You know what's cool? He has like misdirection in his punches where like,
yeah,
it's going to build up and you can. It's not foreshadowed to the point where it's like, oh, I know what he's going to say. It's kind of like, oh, I have to really tune in. For example, like when he brought up the whole KD scheme, obviously his name, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And then the way he ended it was kind of like, oh, I never heard it said like that before.
Right.
So there's a lot of lines where it's like, I know the subject, I know what you're going to say.
Right.
Oh, wow, you bended it to a way I didn't think you could bend it.
Yeah, you got to respect that, man. You got to respect that.
I think his biggest weakness, I guess, is his cadence, right? Because like he yells at every bar and his voice is at the same tone for every bar. I don't know if it's the accent. I don't know if he could just work on his performance neither. But I say the cadence is the hardest thing, right?
Yeah, it's like he can't really change his accent or voice. That's his, that's that. You know what I mean? But if you just tighten it up just a little bit more, man, like people start to forget about it. Like when O-Red is in his pocket, I'm not the biggest fan of O-Red's voice or whatever, but when he's in his pocket, I don't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? So as long as KD stays in his pocket, he's good. He just has to don't break character. Sometimes you can break character and then it takes me away from the battle. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's underrated.
Gotta stay in killer mode all day, all night in the battle.
We don't really talk about that, like the voice of a battler.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah, it doesn't get talked about that often.
Like So Severe has a fantastic voice.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? What's the other guy's name? There's another dude on there. Jay the Nightwing. He has
sound like Batman.
He has a crazy name. That's a crazy name, but he has a fantastic voice. Like The Rock. Right? It's booming. You know what I mean? Right. So sometimes your voice can hold you back, but you know what I mean? But KD, he's working though, man.
See, the thing is about those really thick, strong accents like that, I don't feel like that doesn't hurt your cadence. Because I think of when I remember I went to the draft night, Troy Clipsy event, Nay, who won the draft night, he has a strong
Baltimore
accent.
Yeah.
Like two and all that. But god damn, he's a beast.
He was on point, yeah.
And I guess the strongest thing about having those accents is like it'll make your haymakers when they're strong, help you
super strong
to deliver them better.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just the build up moments, like how do you not lose me to that to get there? And I think KD just has to work on that. But other than that, like I like him at where he's at, number 3.
Yeah.
And I need somebody from that city to come out and break through, man. Like it has a lot big shoes to fill.
He does.
Big shoes to fill.
Big shoes to fill. All right, so you're gonna keep him at 3. I'm probably gonna put Apollo at number 3 for me because I feel like his ceiling can be higher than KD's. I feel like KD, I just feel like Apollo has a higher ceiling. I'm just going to leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to put Apollo at 3 for myself on this one.
Apollo has a smaller catalog and less battle years.
Right. But just from the eyeball test and just from, you know what I'm saying, I can see that his ceiling is higher, for me personally. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is so fun because we can track these dudes and see what actually happens.
So what you're saying, before we go to number 4, what you're saying is like seeing Apollo's best performance, you think he can replicate that more likely than KD can replicate?
Then I feel that then KD can take it to the next level. You feel me? Yeah, like I'd rather bank on Apollo replicating those type of performances than KD improving on some of those other intangible areas to make it that much better for me. You know what I'm saying? To take it to the next level. But I could be completely wrong, bro.
Oh, we could.
So that's why this is dope.
Both
you
of
know
us could be
what I'm
100% wrong.
Exactly. So it's like, this is dope, man. So I hope you guys are following us, and I hope that you guys are tuning in and locking in, and you're making your own list at home, because we're going to want to see them, because we know, the waves of lists are going to be coming back towards us.
Everybody should feel like they're number one.
Exactly.
Obviously.
If you don't, what are you in this for?
And before we go to number 4, briefly on the list too, some people are just happy to be on it, appreciative, like, oh, hey, I'm number 4, I'm number 2, I'm number 1, I'm number 6, I'm number 7.
Right.
Some people use it as motivation, as a chip on their shoulder. Whatever it is, use it as the motivation.
Absolutely.
Use it as bragging rights. Use it as something to talk about.
Yep.
Because it's kind of like, you gotta understand, if you're gonna come into the main stage, all these things that we're throwing at you now, in the sense of like talking about your skill,
right?
Being overrated and underrated is the gap of how good you are and how good people say you are. And in battle rap, it's all about what people say, right? The way fans talk about you, the way your name spreads on the internet, the way your name spreads on YouTube, Twitter, social media, and the way you also market yourself when you have good performances. So I think about all these guys, and I'm just like, you know what? This is interesting, because like, this is what I think from what I see from their potential, their ceiling. I could be completely wrong.
Absolutely.
I could be completely right.
Absolutely.
You could agree.
Exactly.
You could strongly disagree.
Exactly.
But there's a dialogue.
Exactly.
It's
People
a healthy
are talking about
It's
you.
a healthy dialogue.
Right. Exactly. So, continue to keep that dialogue. This is what keeps the game going. You know what I'm saying? People ain't talking about you, then you ain't doing nothing. So if we're talking about you and you're on this list, be happy.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Word up, man. And on top of that, if you think the constructive criticism that we're giving is, they hating on this bad, wait till you get the people with the egg emojis who don't give two rats asses about you start hitting you up with their with what they think.
Bro, the internet is ruthless, bro.
Oh, they hit you up?
No, I mean, no, not me.
Oh, just in general.
I'm
yeah,
just
they're
saying,
crazy.
Like, don't take us for like, oh, you don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, right.
Listen, fine.
We just two cats who put a list up.
We're just two commentators who've been following this 10 years. It don't matter. Fuck us.
Right. Later for us,
But the
man.
internet, the motherfuckers is ruthless. Yeah. Somebody commented on Surf's page. Let me read this to you. They said, it's crazy because once they said you got shot, I thought, damn, you were going to die and they're going to release all your music and your memory. But then you survived and now we got to wait even longer.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yo, what?
How do you tell?
The internet don't care. The internet is ruthless. He was ready for Surf to pass away so he could get his music. What?
Yo, that's crazy, son. Yo, who are these people, man?
We gotta take a day to read these comments one day because
that's
gonna be funny, but
that'll be ill, man. These cats are crazy, man. I can't believe these people, man. Oh man, my brother, moving on.
My number 4 and your number 2, Riggs.
Talk about it.
Been battling since 2012, 29 battles, over 500,000 views. Bullpen, Spit That Heat, BBL, Barbarian, Houston Barcode.
Yeah.
Man, listen. My favorite thing about Riggs is 1, that he's humble. 2, he's competitive because of his resume, and 3, the names he's already kind of like sparred with. And the people he surrounds himself with, meaning he has to be a strong bar guy. I think of bullpen talent, right? Because at one point you talked about all the bullpen rosters. You talked about Riggs, you talked about Bad, you talked about Clone, PC, Loso, Hims, right? All these guys are just like, their pens are all insane. All these guys can punch. All these guys structure bars. They really think. They have imagery with their things. They craft it a certain way. They're witty. So I was like, yo, this guy has a lot of understanding of battle rap, and he's humble. The way he reviews his own battles. Like, he's really honest with himself, and he understands the elements of battle rap. Forget the lyrics. Forget angling the technical side. He understands the things that's around him that you can't control.
Absolutely.
He was the main event against Charlie Clips.
Hell yeah.
At close range.
When Clips hit him with that mannequin challenge joint. And he bounced back from that joint,
He did. It's not like Riggs didn't do good. He did very great. It was the last battle of the night.
Yep.
Everybody was tired. He got that feeling.
And he was the last person to rap also.
Which
is difficult to do, especially after Clips did all, because Clips was trying also too in that battle. You know what I mean?
It's not like he does his main event before. He hasn't battled late in the night, but like, that's a big card. There's a lot of big names on it. It came with a theme. So this is like probably one of your prime time events, probably your biggest battle on paper.
Julio Jones and Shaq in the building. Come on, bro.
Fine, fuck it. It's your biggest battle. That's
Right?
it. And you go last, and you get the feeling of, damn, this is what it's like to be main event. This is what it's like to be that guy, to have to fight for the crowd for real, to have to put that extra bit of energy into my performance. And I think about him humble because of the way he reviewed his battle and the way he went about it all. Strong punchlines. He's competitive. Understands the element. He's witty. He has a good pen. He's fixed his delivery over time too.
Yeah,
like he's not the same from spit that heat to where he's at in bullpen.
Right. You can tell he's been working on it.
He's clashed with a lot of good guys.
His battle with Cortez, fire battle, and the guys who battle him try.
His battle with him's dope.
Right. And this is also what you got to notice too when the quote unquote top tier dudes come down to battle, quote unquote, quote unquote give a shot or whatever to up and comers. You got to watch the guys who are getting taken seriously consistently. Keep an eye on those guys because, most of the time guys show up, do their 1-2 thing, get their check and they're out. But dudes are coming to fight when they come to fight against Riggs because they know if they don't bring it, they know he's going to bring it. You know what I'm saying?
He's one of those guys that, like, they say he's arguably undefeated. That's powerful. I think I wouldn't necessarily say it's a weakness, but all he has to do is just meet the expectations, right? Like you've done all this in your career. This isn't your first PG. You're here now. I think the momentum is in your favor.
Yeah.
I think you have a lot of people surrounding you, and I think every time I think about a top bull coming over to the RL, you know how I feel. I want to see those guys.
It's about that time. Is that what we're saying also?
Right, like, I want to see those guys excel. I want to see those guys come, battle PG, show them there's levels, and then say, all right, what's next for me? Put me on the card.
Riggs, it's about that time, bro. It's about that time. You got to be smoking on this card. You got the talent. You got everything that's lined up. Knock this one out of the park, man. We're really looking forward to you. We're looking forward for everyone to do well on this card, but he's one of those guys. I feel like for me personally, him staying on bullpen doesn't do him any better at this point. I feel like it's time for him to graduate from that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's done all that he can do there. You know what I mean?
It's not to downplay bullpen.
No, not at all. But it's like
but
you want guys to continue to elevate. Obviously, come back and still work there, but
I want to see you
take that next step, bro.
I want to see you travel to multiple
cities.
Clashing with people in your class, clashing with other styles, taking these hard road games.
Yeah.
Eventually, I want to see. Eventually, you have to become a household name where you can get booked internationally.
Absolutely.
I think people don't talk about that enough. Like,
hey,
eventually building a brand where you're like, oh shit, I could go battling. Yo, you're going to pay me to go to London?
The world is huge,
You're going to pay me to go to Australia? The world is huge. Take advantage.
You see Pat stay in Germany? Yo, he's wilding.
Yeah, man. So I think it's a beautiful thing. I think he definitely has a opportunity to have a breakout moment. There's a lot of guys on this card that have an opportunity to have a breakout moment. That's why I'm saying I think this is a really good talent pool, and I like this PG mock draft.
I like these cats, man. I like these guys.
But regardless, I still have him number 4.
Yeah.
I still think Apollo has a strong glimpse above him. I think
strong what?
A strong glimpse of
I was like, hey,
like opportunity where like you see what he can do fully. I think the best Apollo could beat the best Riggs.
Yeah.
That's a good matching down the line too.
But you know what's funny? If they would, not that, of course, in battle rap you would never do 2 out of 3. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like if there was a hypothetical 2 out of 3, I could see where Riggs could, you know what I'm saying, consistently over time really dance with a cat like Apollo. But like you said, with the one-off, I could see that also. You know what I'm saying? Apollo take it off.
I like Riggs at 4, but you say you have Riggs at 2 for all those qualities.
Yeah.
Understanding the elements of battle rap is a big thing.
Huge.
Because you got to know the things that you just can't control. That you come in that, no matter how hard you prep, you come in that day, this happens, and you got to adapt.
Big facts, man.
Number 5, So Severe.
Yeah.
Atlanta, Georgia, 25 battles. Debut 2013 over 130K views. MC War, ATL Battle Rap, King of the Dot Ground Zero. Tears Over Tears.
He
battled Tears Over Tears, Gates of the Garden. And I guess some of his strongest traits, we said it earlier, he has a really good voice, great delivery.
Yes.
To be honest, not saying he doesn't have good writing ability, but like he can sell a decent line. Like a line that's like, he can sell that shit.
He reminds me a lot of those guys. Oh, he reminds me a lot of those guys from that freestyle era. You know what I'm saying? Big booming voice. The way that he delivers his stuff. It's like it's a little throwback for me. You know what I'm saying? And when he's on, he's on. You know what I mean? But I've watched a couple of battles from him recently, and I've jumped around through his rounds, and it was a little inconsistent for me. It's like at times he was hitting, and then at times it was completely like, huh? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's scary for me.
Yeah, that's one of his weaknesses. I have
that's
it down.
Scary for me.
I have consistency as one of his weaknesses. Some of his strengths, I have performance, momentum, the aggression. He's a quick puncher.
Yeah.
Because the way he builds up, he's trying to like throw as many haymakers as possible. Whatever lands, and keeps it going. Obviously, his winning, his delivery is a strength. His flaws, or his weaknesses, I should say, is consistency. But because he throws out so many haymakers, he has potential to peak early in rounds or peak early in the battle. Like, you have a strong second round, that's it.
Yeah.
Strong first, second's not as good, doesn't close out. And I want him to stop stopping so much.
That's another thing, man. We talk about the technical side of things.
That's the technical side.
You got to be technically sound, man. As you start to climb and people get more critical, these things become more critical, man, because you're not going to have the time to do that. And everything you do gets magnified as things get bigger and bigger. So
I will say,
doing all that is only going to get worse and worse if you don't clip it now.
When I saw him at Chapter 1 against Core Hendricks, he had a very solid overall performance. It wasn't overly lyrical, but like there was like no dry spots. Everything landed. Everything that he probably envisioned in his head to be executed was executed. Okay. So it looked like to me like, oh, he looked like he figured it out. He's home. He's gonna get this opportunity again.
Right.
He has momentum going into it, right? Because he had the performance of the night, arguably that night with all the guys on that card. And we did the episode with him undrafted. I'm like, yo, you weren't even on my radar, and you had one of the best performances of that night. I have to give you your acknowledgement. But the reason why I would not put him above anybody else is because of the consistency string. Now that you have momentum going into it, how do you respond? Because every single battle rapper on this list, listen, I'm going to say this to every single guy on this list. If they love you and you have a fire performance, how do you respond to that?
Big facts.
That matters a lot too.
Big facts.
Like it's easy to have a good performance
and then fall back
and have a window of opportunity to improve on. It's not easy to have a bad performance, but if you have a good enough fan base and you bounce back, there's a bounce back.
Yeah.
You have a low bar to beat.
Absolutely.
When you have a fire performance,
you have to go up.
How do you meet that?
Right.
I think of not comparing So Severe and K-Shine, but think of K-Shine against DNA, and then think of K-Shine against Big T. How he couldn't live up to the expectations.
Right.
They were
Yeah. Everyone was like, "We want Professor Shine," and he's like, "That's all I got." He's like Daffy Duck in that joint.
There's millions of examples, right? But he had a great PG last time. He's back on the card again. How does he respond? Coming into momentum.
Right. And now, folks, remember also, France went to the PGs. So based upon momentum and also what they've been doing, he'll have him at number 5. I wasn't there, so I didn't see it. Right. So just reminding people why, you know what I'm saying, the discrepancies will pop up also. Because, you know, you could talk about his momentum from that battle, but I didn't see it, so I can't use that in my judgment. You know what I mean? So for me, I don't have So Severe at my 5.
That's fine.
So that means someone from 6 to 10 is in my 5. You want to take a guess who I might have there?
You got G-Lo at 5?
Boom. Yes.
Wow. Can we get that picture up of the top 10?
Yeah, I have G-Lo. I watched this Dre Dennis battle.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've seen other battles from G-Lo. Because, backstory, one day G-Lo randomly, I didn't know him. You knew him, but I didn't know him. You know what I'm saying? I knew that he didn't know that I know you. So he just hits me one day, boom. Yo, check this battle out. I got nothing to do. I'll check the battle out. Homeboy was fire, and I told him he was fire. So ever since then, I checked out some of his other stuff, and he's just always been consistent, always has bars, always has good aggression, good delivery, presence is always on point. And his latest joint against Dre Dennis, oh my God, he came out the gate firing. You know what I'm saying? And second round was on fire. The third round was good too, but, you know, it tapered off a little bit or whatever. And Dre Dennis is no slouch, you know what I'm saying? And Dre Dennis took it super serious. Them boys was going at it, you know what I mean? So from the last things that I've seen and just knowing what he's also done in the past, I had him jumping up to number 5 because that performance was really fire to me. And if he keeps improving, if he takes more time to, because he says he's a late, writer, but he can remember things pretty quickly. I can see him progressing and taking bigger steps and making things happen because he has it. You know what I'm saying? He has it. And I love the punches. They're sneaky. They're dope. We got street themes in there also. I love it. You know what I'm saying? So I would switch out So Severe and I would have G-Lo at my number 5.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that because he's battled on every stage in ATL. Him and So Severe had the last minute 1-round battle, and G-Lo did great with the much smaller sample size that So Severe had when they battled. And he has the strong punchlines.
Yeah,
he can angle. He has the multiple identities. I think from what I saw in his PG out there against Asylum,
yes,
he didn't put his foot down on Asylum's neck. The third round was his weakest round, and it's weird, right? Because you don't know when somebody should have a weak round. I think the round. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Take a round.
Never take a round. Never take a round off. But if you had to pick a round where you're like, okay, this round could be my weakest, it'll probably be the second because that's the opportunity to bounce back.
It makes sense. People remember the first and the last thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So he had a strong first, a stronger second, and his third was his weakest. And it was a little drop off between the first two. It wasn't as strong at all. And I'm kind of like, okay, you can't let that happen because that leaves the door open. That's how debatables are created.
Right.
But he's definitely you can easily put him in the top 5.
Yeah.
Overall ranking, I had him at 7. We'll talk about 6 to 10 very briefly. Everybody's there.
Yeah.
I had him at 7, but he has the potential.
Yeah.
And people already kind of like, it's funny, like these guys coming up, they have like different bars to meet to, right? Like Don Marino's like, I want to battle Mac Myron.
Right. That'd be fire.
They putting out G-Lo and Ryder like on Twitter, like, I want to see G-Lo and Ryder battle. So like these guys aren't chasing top vets, big stars and names. They're chasing guys that's like in that sophomore range,
which is
like,
smart. Yes. You know what I'm saying? If you go sign that contract, players, chase those guys. Get those guys out early while you're in your contract
and
years.
You know what? No biasness, because G-Lo's my man, and I'm 50% of me going down there too is also to see this happen for him, support him. Yeah. When he did his first PG, just gave him a hug. I was like, yo, I'm proud of you, bro. You feel me? That's my man. But I keep it funky.
You always do, man.
I keep it a buck. I don't have it in my top 5.
Hey,
and that lets you know there ain't no biasness.
Hey, man, no picks, man. No picks, all right? All right, man. Moving on, 6 through 10. These we're probably going to go through just a little bit quicker. Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying?
My 6 through 10, the rest of it, it's kind of just, all right, if we're going to put an entire power ranking down, just a small sample size of the top 5, who would be the next 5 guys as well?
Yeah.
Jada Nightwing, Federal Way, Washington.
Northwest.
He did the PG.
Sky Tier.
He did a PG out of Civil War in California.
Yeah.
Dre Vicious had the one-off headline the card.
Right.
That's the only battle that Jay the Nightwing's battle is probably the only battle that dropped from that event.
That's crazy.
And Young Grizz's battle dropped as well.
Right.
But it's just like, damn,
he battled Fix, right?
Yeah. This entire car, only a couple battles, so like these guys must have really stood out. Number 7, I have G-Lo. He's definitely in the discussion for top 10 at the very least. J Slash.
Yeah.
He fell off a little bit from his last PG because I feel like he's had stronger performances prior to his Proving Ground battle. But doesn't mean he can't bring it back. Like I said, when you have a subpar performance or a performance not to your standards, you'll see a lot of things you could pick at or things you remember you could pick at and fix. So you have a low bar to beat next time. It's when you have a really strong performance and you have to top that. That's stressful.
Absolutely.
At number 9, Bricks. And we're going to have a little discussion about Bricks. And then number 10, Swamp.
Interesting. Now, all of these guys here, right? Well, before this, all right, I got G-Lo at my 5. So Severe, didn't watch a battle of. J-Wing. Before we came up with this board, I didn't watch. So this is why this is perfect, because I really got a chance to watch these guys with no bias, raw eyes, and just a chance to just pick straight talented dudes from this. So with that being said, I'm going to just talk about what I like from each of these dudes, and then I'll just put a quick ranking to them. So I'll go from the bottom up. Swamp. I thought Swamp was fire. He's like, if T.I. was to battle rap back in the day, he reminds me of like what he would be.
Yo, man,
you know what I'm saying? Like his voice, his delivery, the real street ninja attitude.
His
like
voice and delivery is a strong attribute, but it's something about Swamp that hasn't moved me.
But he's got some dope bars. Like his bars be hitting to me. I don't know. Maybe we hear them differently. I don't know. But it really like he's really got this real, it sounds stupid, but he's got this real street quality, but he's got some dope bars to me. Like, he's got some witty punchlines to me. Like, I think he's dope. And I think, like, there's not really, like, a character like that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he's a character or anything like that, but, like, his presence, the way he comes off, like, he says some wild things in his battles. You know what I'm saying?
Swamp will be your dark horse.
Yeah, like, I feel like
he's just stealing the draft.
Yes, I haven't really seen a dude like he caught me by surprise. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I first heard him, I thought, this dude's gonna be trash or whatever. But I was like, yo, shawty, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I rock with him. You know what I mean? Jay the Nightwing, like I said, fantastic voice, booming. I don't know if he's Samoan or whatever he is, but he's definitely representing. He's got the people behind him. You know what I'm saying?
He's battled Danger, Chilla. He's competed with top guys.
He's competed with top guys. He's fought with top guys. He's good. He has good qualities. I feel like he has to round out his rounds just a little bit better.
Right. You mean structure's rounds?
Structure, yeah. Like when it comes to the end, it's almost like it just kind of falls apart. Like, it could be strong, and then he just kind of lets it go and all right, round. You know what I'm saying? So structure becomes important the closer battles come. You know what I'm saying? Like, the closer that the battles become. J Slash, we saw J Slash in person. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
He won, but you wasn't moved by it?
I'm not really moved by J Slash like that.
You
know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
fine. There's guys here that are not supposed to move you.
Yeah, I mean, J Slash, prove me wrong, brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no harsh words for you or anything like that, but I'm just not really moved yet by what you've got going on.
I think it's gonna surprise some people.
I hope so. I truly hope so, man.
Because him and G-Lo is a good style matchup.
Yeah, listen, I hope so. I hope all these battles are fire. You know what I'm saying? But, J Slash, I don't know, man. Got to work on just having the material that just grabs me. You know what I'm saying?
Let's have a talk about Bricks.
Let's do it, brother.
Should Bricks have been in the top 5?
We're going based off of, what did we say? Momentum, and what else are we going off of again?
Momentum.
What's he been?
Skill set.
Like,
what can you bring?
Can we even say, like, should he even be? Bricks is a veteran.
He shouldn't be doing a PG to begin with. That's why I'm like, should he even?
This is kind of crazy.
Should he be a top? That's the thing, right? You'll say to yourself, he shouldn't be a PG. He's battled Surf. He's battled Cortez. He's battled Ladazé. He's battled PC. He's battled. He's battled so many.
He's
people.
One of them underground influences. You know what I'm saying? Like, people know him. Like, he's
right.
Like, it's kind of crazy that we're still talking about that. You know what I'm saying? So
that's why I'm like, okay, if we're gonna talk about resume. He blows everybody
out of the water.
He blows literally everybody out the water. We're going to talk about performance. Maybe not so much.
Maybe not so much.
He's had his chokes. He's had his bad losses.
He's had his chances.
If we're going to talk about punching, like pure punching, he's
one of those guys.
He might be number 1 on the list or number 2. He might technically be a better puncher than Dom Marino.
Yes.
He just can't package it like Dom Marino, right?
Yes. So that's the thing, man. That's always been the stamp. You know what I'm saying?
So that's why I'm like, should he have been top 5 because of all the qualities he has, and he shouldn't.
But it's
even be
also
doing
what you've been doing lately. Also, you know what I mean? Like, has he been chilling lately? Been active? Like, what's up?
He battled So Severe. Recently. Oh no, he battled Apollo recently.
How'd that go?
It was pretty good.
Okay.
It was pretty good. It was regular Bricks performance. But in my opinion, what I think is, he commented when he saw the draft board. Put a little devil smiley face, and I said to myself, he has a plan. He has to have a plan.
I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
The first thing I said when I saw Bricks on his car, I said, Bricks has to have a plan. Bricks has to say, you know what? I'm just gonna knock this PG out the park, and I'm gonna show everybody what's up. Yeah. And I think like Kaboom did the same thing. He got mad face up out of there. Kaboom just said, let me just knock this PG out the park and do what I got to do.
What I need to do and move on.
And I think Bricks is trying to say,
I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping because he's very talented. He's skilled with the pen. His pen is proper.
But
you know what I'm saying?
It's just hard to make an argument to say, is Bricks hungrier than any of these guys on this list that haven't tasted that?
And plus, I don't know what his motivation is. I don't know. You know, I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything. I don't know.
He had a good 2017 because that battle with Frack. He ended 2017 really
strong. I remember that one. Yeah.
He's gotten better too. So it's not like
He's a vet.
Yes.
So it's like to say, you know what I'm saying? It's like we're not talking about a new guy.
Right.
Like I can't. This is so weird for me. Like me actually talking about him as a PG is weird because I've been watching this dude for like 8+ years or whatever.
Right.
I can't believe I'm talking about him as a P. Like it's weird to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's
But
like I don't even want to rank him with these guys because I feel like it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
But then again, he hasn't made that. That URL leap.
I would put his career above all these guys.
Absolutely.
No question.
Absolutely.
Would I put the effort and the hunger?
No.
Maybe. That's the maybe. That's why it's like, okay, should he have been higher? I think he's like a 9, but he's not really a 9 in this list, right? Like he should be like a much,
right. But it's like also
that could be a steal in the draft.
It could be. Listen. He's been around. He's a vet, and if he's serious and focused and decides, I'm gonna put 3 concentrated rounds down, and within the environment that it's in, also it kind of plays to his hand. Now, it's not gonna be a big crowd. It's not. You know what I'm saying?
He's battling.
It's gonna play into his hand.
He's battling so severe.
That could be interesting. That could be interesting. But he could punch. He's good. He's really good. Bricks is good.
He's a better puncher than him.
Yes, Bricks is good. If Bricks structures 3 hard rounds, he's going to be a difficult beat. But Bricks has to take it super serious and come in there and just really knock it out the park. That's all he has to do. He's had some chances before, fumbled here and there, whatever.
He's my steal in the draft.
Yeah, he's
my
vet.
steal in the draft.
Like
he's my steal in the draft.
Listen, man, he's a vet, and if he takes it serious, he should do his numbers. You know what I'm saying? He's not a number 9 in real life, but in this draft, you could throw him there. You know what I'm saying? But we know that his quality is higher than that. Just got to put it together and knock it out. Because he should not be coming back and doing another PG and then another PG. If he does not knock this PG out and like at least show people like, damn, he killed it, that's a failure. You know what I'm saying?
He's got to have a performance to say, yo, why did I ever doubt this guy?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Like, he has all the data available. I should have not doubted this guy.
Exactly.
That's the type of performance
and I'm not even doubting him. I just want him to put it all together and knock it out. Like, you shouldn't be on this list, G. You know what I'm saying? Like, this should be a one and done. So if you're listening to this, I wish you the best, brother, but this should be a one and done. I hope that's how you're approaching it.
So before we close out, what's your top 5 again? Let me hear your 5. I might make you a little bored and let you.
I have Don Marino, Riggs
at number 1.
Yeah, Don Marino number 1, Riggs at number 2, Apollo at number 3, KD at number 4, G-Lo at number 5. I'll throw up my official 6 through 10 along with this. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take your 5.
I'll throw them up, and then when we're ready, we'll make the board. We'll have Vlad's board. We'll have Fran's board. You can have Dylan's board, Tim's board. You know what I'm saying? Bad Money's board, everybody's board, and then we can track it as we go along. And then the next PGs, we'll all get our boards going and popping off and seeing where our individual power rankings go or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I love the concept. And
yeah, man.
You get thrilled because then you see people can pull up these upsets.
Yeah.
People that you expect to have really good performance, they don't really break out. It creates a storyline for it all. I think is awesome.
Yeah, man. Because I mean, technically, you could throw Bricks at a number 6. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good number. Where
you know what I mean? You could throw 6. Bricks at a number 6. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to move J/ down. I want to throw my man. I'm going to rock with my man Shouted Swamp Shouted Swamp Town at number 7. He's my dark horse. Don't talk to me. He's my dark horse.
So Swamp's your steal in the draft.
He's my steal. He's my dark horse.
My steal in the draft's Bricks.
I got So Severe. I guess I'm going to throw him. All right. Let me go with Nightwing at 8, Severe at 9, and then Slash at 10. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to look at everything all over again, and then I'll make my official list. We'll throw it up. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I got right now.
I will be in the building.
Yes, sir.
If we didn't say that earlier in the show. Which
yes, sir.
I feel like we didn't, right?
So, and you know France keeps the same energy. You know what I'm saying? So
hey, come up to me. Talk to
facts,
me. We can debate.
Debate it on air. You know what I'm saying? My man got the history. He got the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And we always lead with respect.
And I have no problem being wrong. I eat my crow.
And we hope we're wrong because that means it's a fire battle. You feel me?
I had to tell So Severe, like, yo, I need to interview you. Like, I didn't have you on my board.
Right,
I'll give the acknowledgement when I need to give it.
Facts.
And I will be critical. I've always kept the same energy. But, of course, all respectfully.
Right, absolutely.
And I look forward to the dialogue that this is going to create where it's like, I disagree with this.
Yeah.
I agree with this. This should have been higher.
That was like the top 10 interview. He was like, bro, thank you for breaking it down for me. Like, I didn't even think about it like that. Or
I hope people disagree with this list.
Big facts.
I hope so.
Big facts.
And I hope
we want to see your list, all right?
Listen.
Throw your list up. Throw your top 10 up.
The last thing I'm going to say is, in life, don't give rejections. Give alternatives. That's what I always say. That's a model I live by. When people when people are like negative, it's like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Do something else.
My response always, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know. So then how you know you don't want to do that if you don't know what you want to do?
Facts, man.
Boom. And then it's a checkmate. So I think I master this with girls. What do you want to eat? I don't know. Well, then I got to figure it out.
Facts, man. You got to be a problem solver, man. I love it, man. I love it, bro.
This concludes our second PG mock draft.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to it. Oh, and by the way, before we leave, because I feel like we didn't give Don Marino any pressure. Just because you're number one don't mean you will be number one either.
Oh, big facts, man.
We've seen
fall off.
You can be an Anthony Bennett, bruh.
Anytime, man.
It's gonna happen.
This could be like the NFL. You know what I'm saying? This ain't like the NBA. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, man.
Just because you're number one, that means they have the pressure to perform. So if you don't, but that's fine because there's nothing but pressure on URL.
That's it.
And if you can't handle it at this stage, then you're not supposed to make it to the next stage.
Exactamundo. You know what I mean? On that note, Big France, want to take us home, brother?
Sure, man. LTBR podcast, Twitter, social media.
Yeah.
IG.
Yeah.
Gmail.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it at gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
Shout outs to the team. Shout outs to the PG mock draft. Shout outs to Street Star Norbs.
Yeah, man.
Holding it down, always scouting these talents.
Big
and hey,
facts.
Norbs has made mistakes too.
Yeah, everyone does. But
he's found great talent too.
You can't get them all right.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Anybody can be wrong. There's busts and there's steals everywhere in drafts.
That's right, man.
It's just projections of talent of what we see. But like science, right, is pretty much the thought of like, okay, this is what we see in the past, should conclude us to the results we see in the future. It's not always true. So somebody he could surprise you. Somebody he could shock you.
Absolutely,
Somebody he could disappoint you.
Big facts.
But that's battle rap.
That is battle rap. And on that note, everybody, you have been tuned in to Let's Talk Battle Rap podcast. And until next time, tap in. Peace.